highway into the parking lot of an old Mcdonald's, just off a quiet, empty road. The long drive back from Disney World had exhausted her, and her two kids, Jim and Annie, were getting restless in the back seat. "Mom, can we play in the playhouse?" Jim asked, his face lighting up as he saw the brightly colored tubes and slides. "Yeah, please," Annie chimed in, her eyes wide with excitement. Tina glanced over at the tower and play structure behind the restaurant. It looked a bit outdated, paint chipping from the bright reds and yellows, but harmless enough. "Sure, why not? It'll give me a few minutes to stretch my legs too," Tina said, smiling. They parked the car, grabbed a quick bite inside, and soon the kids were rushing off the play area, leaving Tina to sip her coffee at a nearby bench. The playhouse was empty aside from Jim and Annie. They climbed up into the maze of tunnels and slides with shrieks of laughter echoing through the hollow tubes. Tina closed her eyes for a moment, letting the quiet creep in after the chaos of the road trip. But when she opened them again, something seemed different. The once cheerful atmosphere of the playhouse now felt eerie. The laughter of her kids sounded muffled, almost distant, even though they were right in front of her. Tina's eyes darted around the play area. There at the entrance of the playhouse stood a statue of Ronald McDonald, his signature clown grin wide and unnatural. She hadn't noticed it when they first arrived, but now his hollow eyes seemed to be staring directly at her. Suddenly, Jim's voice broke her thoughts. "Mom, the slide isn't working." Tina stood up, confused. "What do you mean, sweetheart? It's just a slide." Jim pointed to the large red slide at the center of the structure. "We keep sliding down, but we end up back at the top every time." Anna, now next to her brother, nodded frantically. "It's like the slide won't let us leave, Mommy. It's like the slide won't let us leave." Tina's stomach twisted with unease. "Okay, come down, both of you. Let's go." Kids started to climb down from the tubes when suddenly the lights in the playhouse flickered. The soft buzz of fluorescent bulbs overhead was drowned out by a faint, eerie sound. It was a laugh, slow and low, unmistakably. Ronald McDonald, but twisted and warped. Tina's eyes shot to the statue. It was no longer at the entrance of the playhouse. It was inside, sitting by the base of the slide. "Mom!" Annie's voice quivered, her small hand gripping Tina's arms. "The clown! It's moving, Mommy! The clown! It's moving!" Tina's breath caught in her throat. The once cheerful clown was no longer smiling. Its painted face had turned into a menacing frown, and its limbs twitching unnatural. "We need to leave now!" Tina shouted, pulling her kids towards the exit, but the door, once wide open, slammed shut on its own with a deafening thud. Suddenly, the lights in the playhouse blinked out, plunging them into near darkness. The only illumination came from the dim glow of the old neon signs outside. Tina could hear it, the sound of the plastic cracking, the rustle of something moving behind them in the tunnels. "Mom, he's coming!" Jim screamed, pointing towards the top of the play structure. Ronald McDonald, now unnervingly animated, was crawling through the tubes with his long arms dragging him forward, eyes locked in on the family. His once playful features were now grotesque, the red paint of his mouth smeared in a sinister snarl. Tina grabbed both of her kids and frantically looked for a way out. The windows was fogging up, the air inside becoming thick and stifling. Desperation clawed at her chest. They were trapped in a nightmare. "Over there!" Jim pointed to an emergency exit door just beyond the play area. Tina didn't think twice. She pushed through, dragging Jim and Annie behind her. As they burst through the door, the heavy slam of it closing behind them cut off the low hunting laugh echoing from the playhouse. Outside, the air was cool and fresh, but Tina's heart was pounding in her ears. They were safe, but she didn't dare look back. They ran to the car, and as Tina fumbled with the keys, she cast one last glance at the McDonald's. The lights inside flickered one final time, and through the window, she swore she saw the faint shadow of Ronald McDonald waving at them with a slow, deliberate motion. The energy roared to life, and Tina floored to gas pedal, speeding away from the strange haunted place. In her rearview mirror of the McDonald's in his playhouse grew smaller, disappearing into the distance. "Mom, what was that?" whispered from the back seat, her voice still trembling. Tina didn't have no answer. All she knew was that they wouldn't be stopping at any McDonald's for a long time. And that night will hunt them. It will hunt them for the rest of their days.